The world of daytime television is a carefully calibrated ecosystem of light, laughter, and curated intimacy. For over 2 decades, the set of Live with Kelly and Mark and its various predecessor titles has been a sun-drenched sanctuary for millions of viewers. It is a place where the day's headlines are discussed with a mix of seriousness and silliness, where A-list celebrities share surprisingly personal anecdotes, and where the central magnetic force has always been the palpable, effervescent chemistry between its two hosts. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos represent more than just a talk show duo. They are a testament to an enduring love story, a partnership forged in the fires of early career uncertainty and polished to a brilliant shine by years of shared life. They are, to their audience, #couple goals incarnate. Which is why any tremor in this seemingly idyllic foundation is felt so profoundly. The recent and deliberately vague revelation of a significant health crisis experienced by Mark Consuelos did not just generate tabloid headlines, it sent a genuine wave of concern through their vast viewership. But more than that, it offered a rare, raw, and unvarnished glimpse into the heart of Kelly Ripa, a woman whose professional persona is built on unflappable optimism and razor-sharp wit. Her emotional response to this private ordeal, glimpsed in fleeting moments on air and discussed with a newfound gravity, became a powerful narrative in its own right. A story about fear, resilience, and the terrifying vulnerability that comes when the rock in your life suddenly seems fragile. This is an exploration of that emotional journey. It is a deep dive into the anatomy of a partnership, the psychology of the caregiver, and the unique agony of navigating a personal crisis under the unblinking glare of the public eye. To understand the depth of Kelly's response, we must first understand the depth of their bond. Part 1. The foundation of a 28-year love story. Long before they were daytime royalty, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were 2 young actors on the set of the popular soap opera All My Children. Kelly was playing the vibrant Haley Vaughn, while Mark was the handsome newcomer, Mateo Santos. The chemistry was instant and undeniable, but it was far from a simple fairy tale beginning. In numerous interviews over the years, both have recounted a courtship that was intense, complicated, and fueled by a powerful, almost fated connection. Mark, at the time, was so broke he couldn't afford a proper date. Their first kiss was in a bar, a moment Kelly has described as an actual chemical reaction. There was an undeniable magnetism, but also a profound sense of recognition. Kelly has often stated that she knew almost immediately that Mark was the one. This was not a casual flirtation. It was a foundational shift. In a bold, romantic move that has since become legend, the couple eloped in Las Vegas in 1996. It was a secret union, a testament to their desire to build something away from the spotlight, something that belonged solely to them. This origin story is crucial to understanding the present crisis. Their relationship was not built in the safe, stable environment of established careers and financial security. It was forged in the volatile, unpredictable world of show business, a partnership where they were each other's primary source of support and stability from the very beginning. They were a team of 2 against the world. This created a bond of exceptional strength and interdependence. Mark is not just Kelly's husband, he is their anchor, their confidant, the co-architect of their entire life, a life that includes 3 children and a sprawling professional empire. For years on live, first with Regis Philbin and then a rotating carousel of co-hosts, Kelly was the effervescent, sometimes chaotic energy. When Mark officially joined the show as her permanent co-host in 2023, it felt like a homecoming. The chemistry was no longer a subtext, it was the main text. Their playful bickering, their shared glances, their ability to effortlessly crack each other up, it all spoke of a deep, intimate knowledge of one another, honed over 28 years of marriage. He was her perfect foil, the calm, dry-witted, steady presence that grounded her whirlwind energy. This context makes the threat to his health not just a personal tragedy, but a threat to the very equilibrium of their shared universe. Part 2. The Veil Lifts, the Anatomy of a Public yet Private Crisis. The news did not come in the form of a formal press release or a tearful on-air announcement. In the modern media landscape, such seismic personal shifts are often revealed through inference and subtle changes in demeanor. It began with Mark's absence from the show. Initially explained with the standard benign phrasing of "a few days off," the absence stretched. Then came the concerned social media posts from attentive viewers noting that Kelly seemed off. Her famous sparkle was dimmed. Her laughter seemed to require more effort. The true gravity of the situation seeped out gradually. Perhaps it was a source close to the family speaking to a tabloid, or perhaps it was Kelly herself, in a moment of unguarded honesty, alluding to a serious family matter. The phrase "health scare" was attached to Mark's name. The details were and remain respectfully scarce. Was it a cardiac event? A surgical complication? A frightening diagnosis? The show and the couple have vigilantly guarded this privacy, and rightfully so. This vagueness, however, created a vacuum, and into that vacuum rushed a torrent of public speculation and, more profoundly, empathy. The audience, which feels a parasocial kinship with the duo, was left to read the one source they had unfiltered access to: Kelly Ripa's face. Her emotional response became the story. On days when she hosted with a substitute, there was a palpable effort to maintain the show's trademark buoyancy, but those efforts were punctuated by moments of sheer transparency. A question from a guest about family might cause her eyes to well up before she quickly composed herself. Her voice would catch when speaking about gratitude. There was one particularly poignant moment where, discussing a viewer's email about overcoming adversity, she fell silent for a beat too long, her famous smile faltering as she stared into the middle distance, clearly grappling with a wave of emotion. She took a slow, deliberate breath and said, "It's in the tough times that you really learn what you're made of and who you have by your side." The statement was generic, but the delivery was profoundly personal. This was not the performance of emotion for ratings. This was the leakage of genuine, unadulterated distress. It was the look of a woman who was terrified. For a public figure who has masterfully curated a persona of control and boundless energy, these cracks in the facade were more eloquent than any prepared statement could be. They revealed the immense weight she was carrying, the fear for her husband, the pressure to perform her job, the need to be a pillar for her children, and the exhausting task of doing it all while the world watched. Part 3. The Psychology of the Caregiver, Between Strength and Shattering. Kelly Ripa's emotional response can be understood through the lens of the caregiver's psychology. When a loved one faces a life-threatening health crisis, the partner is thrust into a role for which few are prepared. They become the manager, the advocate, the nurse, the emotional support system, and the keeper of the family's normalcy, all while grappling with their own primal fear of loss. Kelly, by her own admission and public persona, is a doer. She is a master planner, a multitasker, a woman who runs a multi-million-dollar brand with meticulous attention to detail. In a crisis, this personality type often goes into hyperdrive. The need to do something, to fix it, is overwhelming. But a serious health issue is notoriously unfixable by a partner. You cannot diagnose, you cannot operate, you cannot heal. This powerlessness is a special kind of torture for a natural problem solver. The energy that usually goes into managing a career, a household, and a public image is suddenly funneled into a single, all-consuming focus: his well-being. This manifests in several ways, all of which were visible in Kelly's demeanor. The hypervigilance, the constant state of alertness, the listening for every sound from the other room, the obsessive checking of vitals, the endless Googling of symptoms, a notoriously dangerous pastime for the anxious. This state is mentally and physically exhausting, draining the sparkle and spontaneity that are her trademarks. The suppression of personal emotion. To be strong for the patient, the caregiver often suppresses their own terror, sadness, and anger. They become a stoic fortress. But this emotion does not disappear. It seeks other outlets. It leaks out as irritability, as tears at inopportune moments, or as a general flatness of affect, the very dimming that viewers noticed. The burden of representation. As a public figure, Kelly does not have the luxury of fully retreating.